Hey gang, JaimeAstin, and this is a new video series where we look at my equipment. I'm going to take you all through not only my fishing rods, my fishing lures, terminal tackles, tackle bags, all the equipment surrounding how I fish. We're going to be looking at my vessels and the electronics and all of that. Today's video, we are going to focus with the rods. I get a lot of questions a lot of times about Jaime, what kind of rods you use, what kind of reels do you use, and why do you use those, X, Y, and Z. Some people just like to look at the equipment that other fishermen uses to get ideas, especially if you have questions, if you're thinking about getting one. So one of my focuses is that I have a lot of low end and I have a lot of mid range. I do not spend a whole lot of money on fishing equipment because at the end of the day, the fish don't care. It's about how you're going to fish with it and how you set it up. So I find a lot of, there are particular brands that I always look forward to when I buy, and because they've served me well in the past and continue to serve me. Second, I always try out new stuff if I find a good deal. Okay, to start off, we're going to be looking at my bait casters and casting reels. That's probably going to be where some of my more expensive equipment comes from anyhow. Well, retail value. I usually do not spend that much on my fishing equipment, people. I know if you live in the South and other areas where people like to fish, that stuff doesn't go on sale much at all. But here, people fish in a season. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I fish year round, so I buy a lot of equipment out of season. So let's take a look. We're going to start off with this is a Bass Pro Shops reel. It's a tourney special. This is I used to one of my first bait caster I started off with. Well, my first bait caster was a Zebco, but the next one was a Fluger Purist. I used to like it. I've had a couple of those, and I got rid of them. I stopped using the Purist when I started using these tourney specials. They're basic. Bass Pro Shops actually has some better ones right now at the same price range that these tourney specials used to come out. But these things were pretty doggone solid. This is on a loose speed stick, medium heavy, 6 rod. I'm using this string called Gliss. I'm using Gliss. It's really thin string. It's really strong and it's really thin. So that's this rod. Some of you all have seen me talk about this one. This is a Shimano Corrado DC. This is my most expensive reel. It retails for $250. It has a little computer inside of it that keeps you from backlashing. No batteries required. And what I have on here is this is a Berkley Lightning shock rod. These retail for about $40. So as you see, it's a high-end reel with a low-end rod, whereas that reel was kind of a mid-range reel, low-end, and that rod was about $80, something like that. But it's strung up with 40-pound braid. This Lightning shock rod, I do like the Berkley Lightning series rods, but the difference with this Lightning shock rod is that it's actually, as they say, engineered for super lines, and I'm going to say a 40-pound braid is a super line. So outside of just using the Lightning rods, as you'll see, I have a lot of the Berkley rods. They've been good to me. Even customer service at Berkley has been good. So these Corrado DC reels are actually pretty cool. I use it. It is not 100% backlash proof, but it does help when casting in the wind and things like that. And I'm sure when I let my wife use it, that's going to be the ultimate test. See, because she never uses a bait cast reel, so if she can toss this thing out without backlashing, it shows it's a winner. So check out that video later. All right, here are a couple of special reel and rods right here. As you all can see, I have left and right-handed bait cast reels, and it's funny because a lot of people, if they see you with a spinning reel and you're reeling with your right hand, they tell you you're doing it wrong. But then they'll go off and use a bait cast reel where they're using their right hand, and they look at a left-handed bait cast reel and won't use it, It's all about this little mind of perception. Um, I'm right-handed, yes. So with a left-handed reel, guess what? I can cast out there and I can just start back again. It takes some getting used to because a lot of times you're always casting with that right hand and then you'll switch hands. But you wouldn't do that with the spinning reel, which I'll demonstrate in a second. But anywho, these have not been used. These are Abu Garcia Silver Max reels. I got these for about $10 each. Both reels, $10 each. And these rods, I think I paid $13 for these. These are Abu Garcia Vengeance rods. I think they retail for about $50, and the Silver Max retails for about $60 to $70. So $23 for each of these setups by buying out of season. I can't tell you anything more than that. I have not used them. I might sell them. Who knows? I might keep them. Here's a Abu Garcia Black Max. Now, the Black Max comes in a tier below the Silver Max. And I have it paired up on this Daiwa Laguna rod. This Laguna rod, I forgot how much it retails and how much I paid for it. But I think I got the Silver Max rod for about $25 out of season one time. And it retails for $50. This rod, I know I got it at Guns, Fish, and Other Stuff, and I got a deal on it, but it's not a cheap rod. It's not that cheap of a rod. I think it might be $80 or something retail or more, maybe $120. I'm not sure. I have it paired up with braided fishing line, and it's been a decent combo for me. I like it. The Black Max has 5 bearings, whereas the Silver Max has 6 bearings, and the Silver Max also has this little button on the side of it, but I haven't used it yet. But Black Max reels, you really can't go wrong with them for basic. I would say the Black Max is just in the same line as Attorney Specials. Can't go wrong with them. Inexpensive bait cast reel. When I learned how to fish, I learned how to fish on a cane pole, and I'll show you all some of those in a moment. But the second reel I learned how to fish on was a spin cast reel. So I always keep spin cast reels around here. This is I think it might be an Ozark Trail inexpensive casting reel. I think I may have paid $5 for it out of season. I have it on a Ugly Sticks GX2 rod that I think I paid $5 or $7 for out of season. These retail for about $40. All Ugly Sticks $40. And as you see, it's really just a short, little, small catfish rod for me. That's why I have it paired up, so I can keep it on the boat easily. And if I decide to fish for some catfish, I can just instantly do it. And it's a decent rod. I like it. And when you're talking about spin cast reels, Zebco is usually at that top of the list a lot of times. And I learned with Zebco. Now, these are new setups for me. These are Zebco 888 Magnums. I'm using these for stripers and catfish and things like that in the Delta. I have it paired up with these short 6'6", super stout, heavy, ugly stick rods. I mean, these things are super stout right here. These are perfect for those type of conditions. I've used the Zebco Pro 88 and the Zebco 33 Hog. I use those back in Arkansas a lot when I'm catching bowfin and gar. This is a Penn 209 level wind. This is my second Penn reel. My first I got from my grandfather when he passed away. And I used to use it when I was younger. He passed away in '94. And I used it a few times back then. And right now I keep it in the house. It's my collection. I need to just use it because honestly, if I pass away, whatever of my equipment, I would like somebody to get it and that's going to use it. You don't store it up and hoard it, you use it. So, just saying, don't be collecting junk just to hoard it up. Give it away. You all just take a minute to look at this. It's a lot of stuff, but over the last few years, I've been giving a lot of stuff away, and I just got rid of some stuff the other day, and I'm still going to be getting rid of stuff, people. This is more than I could ever use. So, yeah, some of you all might get it. Anywho, going back to this. I said all that to say that it's paired up with this Daiwa 7-foot heavy-duty rod right here. This is another rod that I have set up for stripers and catfish and stuff fishing in the Delta. It's a very heavy duty setup. Um, and as you see the last time I used it, it's all tangled up. I am not good at casting these bait casters. So, I used to have it dialed when I was using my grandfather's, but I got to get back dialed in using these puppies right here. So more to come. I can't say more than that other than, they're very mechanical, old school. I love them. You need to keep them oiled up. You got this little thing you screw off. I maintain all of my reels and everything like that, but you can't beat the setup. I love it. That's where you put your oil right there. So, anywho, it was a gift to me for my birthday last year by my brother-in-law. So thank you, Robert. Nice setup. All right, so I'm just gonna keep them in the same view. Now, these are just combos I bought many years ago when I moved to California. I love these. They're my favorite color, green, and I have fond memories of me and my wife going out fishing in the Delta with these. I bought 2 of them at the time before she was my wife, and she broke one. She run over it. I had them laying down, so that's why this one is paired up with a Rhino rod. The Rhino rods are really good. They're made by Zepco. They're kind of in the same line as the Shakespeare Ugly Sticks. They have a glow tip on them. I have a few of these. I have some in Arkansas. But it's a really good rod. These reels are 4000 series, just basic combo Shimano spinning reels. No frills, but these things have got the job done. I've had them since probably 2010, 9, and they're still hanging around. So rinse them out when they get a little salt water in them. But these are my medium heavy rods. Yeah, I could fish for catfish, or even I could probably go out and fish for bass with them if I wanted to. Maybe not this one. That rod is kind of just stout, but I could take this one definitely. But I mainly use them for striped bass and catfish and stuff like that. Now let's look at some fantastic deals. If you want to ask me what my favorite fishing brand reel is, it's going to be the Fluger, and it's going to be the Presidents. And that's what we have right here. These are Fluger President reels right here. This is a size 40, and this is a size 35. As you see, no stringer on these because people only pay $10 for these. These are retail for like 60 bucks. And I only paid $10 cost out of season. This one is, right now, they're not paired on the rod that I want them to be on because I think I paid $5 for this rod. This is a Shakespeare Excursion rod. If you're just looking for an inexpensive, decent rod that you can get at Walmart, these excursion rods retail for 18 bucks. Now I think I just told you I got it for $5 out of the season, but I'll pay $18 for this rod any day of the week. And you'll see we have a few more of them. They're solid rods for Ned rigging, for bass fishing. I've been using them for years. So when I saw it for $5, I had to really hold myself back from buying all of them because I don't need them all. I think I only paid $5 for this Rhino rod at the same time. So, that's probably the hardest time, buying this stuff out of season when you don't need it. Very good rods. Very good rods. Reels. Now here's one of my Presidents that I'm using, I currently use. Now I just want to show you all the difference. You can tell this is an older President by the color. It's a little light blue with gold and silver on it. And these newer ones, they kind of darken things up a little bit. It's a darker blue. It's got a graphite color, dark graphite, whereas these are silver and gold. So you see that? And then you have a darker gold up at the top. So that's how you can tell some of the newer ones versus the older ones. But I have this President. This is a 35, 6935, and this is 8-pound test on here. This is an 8-pound test. It's Berkeley mono. Not Berkeley, Bass Pro Shops mono. It's a pretty good line. I like to use this one for my drop shot and stuff. A little more finesse fishing with this stand rod. This is a Daiwa Pro Yun. I don't know how to say it. Pro Yun. It looks like almost like a D. Procyon. Now this rod, this thing could maybe retail for like $120 or something too. It's really nice and thin. I mean, really for my finesse fishing with this setup, I mean, I really like it. I really, really like it. You see how many guides are on this thing? That's what you're gonna start seeing. The more expensive of your rods and things like that, your guides, see how they're closer to the tip. They're closer to the rod itself instead of kind of hanging off. A lot of times when you have a rod, I'll show you some other where you'll keep on having that spacing away. But these better ones, once they're like against the rod, and that's just gonna show you how sensitive they are. So with drop shotting and with my Ned rig fishing and stuff like that, I can hit that. I feel it, you know. And this is a solid rod. This is one of my daily drivers right here. Here are a couple of other of my daily drivers. Now I just told you that the Pfluger President line are some of my favorites. If I can get a deal on those, I'm snatching them. But I guarantee you this: to be on the budget, you cannot beat the Pfluger Tryon series. I love the Tryon series. I mean, they'll give the president a run for his money, actually. These are size 30 and 35, and they're paired on Berkeley Lightning rods. Like I told you before, I like my lightning rods. I don't have any issue with these graphite rods. They're extremely sensitive. These reels, the Tryon reels retail for about $30 if you're buying the size 20, and if you go up to the 25 or 30 and 35, then they go to $40. So for $40, these reels are good, people. They're made pretty similar to the old school presidents. So I mean, you can't beat them. I bang these things up. Same with the lightning rods. I just bang them up. Now I just showed you all that Daiwa. Let's check these guys out. All the way to the tip, you have spacing on them. You see that? So that's what you're gonna start getting. See, this one has a little bit closer and things like that, but you're farther away from the rod, and the spacing between each guide is a little bit farther. Whereas on the more expensive rods that I have, you have more guides and they're closer to the rod for the sensitivity to feel that presentation. But honest truth, I catch just as many fish on these as I do those. So when you're fishing, you're fishing. One thing I like to do, people, when I'm reeling in, I almost go into a different zone. I might barely, use these two fingers right here as I'm reeling. And I just go into a different zone, not think. I might even have my head caught to the side, tongue sticking out, who knows. But I'm in a different zone, and I'm reeling, eyes closed almost. And when I feel that little bump, I feel it all the way through my body right here. So that's one of the things I do. All right, here's some more new goodies I have not used. This is a Shakespeare Ugly Stick Elite. I think I paid $20 for this thing. It retails for $50. The Elite series, $10 more than the regular Ugly Sticks, and they are a little better as far as the components and things like that. So I look forward to using it. I have it paired on a Pfluger President 30 size reel. This one hasn't been used because it's brand new. People only paid $10 for it out of season, just like this. So really, you got $100 plus in this that I only paid $30 for. Here's something else. Now, this is a Lew's Speed Stick C40 or Carbon 40 and CF200 SK. I only paid $10 for it out of the season. It's a really nice reel. I have it paired on this Insight rod, Pro Advantage for her. It's a pink rod. It's an Eagle Claw Wright and McGill rod, pink and silver. People, I don't care about color. I think I paid $7 for this rod, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. The instant when I felt this rod in my hand, I was like, whoa, this is a good rod. I had to get it, and we got two of them. You check it out for $7. Remember what I was telling you? It might say it's for her, but you see this? You see these guys? See how close they are to it? See the spacing in between these guys? This is a super sensitive rod right here. This thing is perfect for finesse fishing. This is a finesse fishing rod. I don't give a dang about the color pink. I like pink whenever I like it, but I don't care about the fishing reel, people. If I can get a good deal, I don't care. And for $7, I'm probably silly for not getting even all of them they had. You know, um, you can't beat it. This is once I this reel right here is like a size 20 as far as spool. I'm gonna probably pair this thing up with 6 or 8 pound test. Oh my goodness, I can just I'm itching already, people. This one right here is gonna be a perfect finesse rod right here. Don't do the domino. Now, these are a couple of special little micro ultralight setups I have. These are South Bend micro light S-class rods. One of them is 5 foot, and I think the other one is 5 foot. Actually, this is 4.5 foot. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Gone, gone. Okay, one rod is a 4.5 foot rod, and this one is a 5 foot rod. And people, I love them. My only mistake one time I was fishing, and there's a video up, and I caught some huge fish. These things are they're paired with 4 and 6 pound test. And I caught something big. I fought it for 15 minutes. I was fishing for crappie, and a catfish hit it, so I couldn't get it in. But these are Shimano Cardinal size 10 reels. They're actually Card S5. They're S5. So these things retail for $30, but they are so nice. My goodness, people. I have put these things through the ringer. But for ultralight reel setup, these have been extremely special to me. I like them. Ava Garcia Cardinals, so they're good reels. I like them. Now, I told you all I grew up fishing with a cane pole. And when I mean cane pole, I mean bamboo. Bamboo poles. And I still have some. I might have one back there somewhere. But I definitely have some in Arkansas. And I still fish with them whenever I just want to go back and get that old school feeling. What I have right here, these are little B&M, Lil Jewel jigging poles. They're the same concept, except they extend out. Now, I haven't used these because I think I paid $3 for them out of season. But these are perfect for jigging around crappie and weed beds and things like that. You can reach out, touch them, scoop them on up out of there. You just can't go wrong. I think everyone should have some jig poles hanging around. You know, a lot of times people just want to have that. But when you fish, you try to fish in as many presentations as you can because you just love to fish. I might get bored of something. I get bored of bass fishing right now, and I'm in love with crappie fishing. Right now at this moment, I love crappie fishing. And I never liked crappie fishing, people. It was just something I did. But right now with this live scope, I love crappie fishing. So I'm going to reach out and touch something with these very soon. This is inexpensive fly rod setup. I got it from Cabela's. I'm still learning and mastering my fly fishing. It's just going to take more time. But this is a Cabela's setup. I'm not going to bring it out. It works. Definitely works. And I have a fly rod and stuff back in Arkansas. In Arkansas, I usually just fly fish for bass and bluegill. I've actually caught gar fly fishing. It's fun. Things like that. So, you know, you need to have your fly pole set up. You know, just get one and start practicing with it. Now, I have 4 of these things, 4 or 5 of these. I've given them away to people. You know, it's such a novelty. When I was younger, I used to see these on the commercials and everything. The Ronco Pocket Fisherman. And I used to want one when I was younger. And I finally started getting one. And I think I paid about $15 for these things. And no, they're not perfect casters. They are not. It's a novelty, but people have caught catfish, bass, bluegill. I even caught a gar. My only issue with I caught it, and probably one of the biggest gars I've caught in the last few years. It was my mistake. I thought I was fishing for catfish, and this gar hit my cut bait, and We only fought for about 10 seconds. Because what I usually do is I take all the line out of here, people, and I'll put 20-pound test. But that day I didn't take the line out, put 20-pound test on there, so it was rolling with the 6 or whatever it was, and that guard, it tore me up. Um, but I like to have these. I keep one in a kayak back home in Arkansas. I keep a couple in the trunk because I might just go down a dirt road and see some water I want to test out. And I will stop and throw my line in the water when I'm back home. I mean, when I when I come from the airport, especially when my mom picked me up or my brother used to pick me up, they always brought a fishing rod with me because we wouldn't make it home without me stopping somewhere to fish. That's how bad I got to fish, when I'm back in Arkansas. This is a rod I've had for years. I caught one of my first big bass on this rod right here. This is a stainless steel suede stainless stick. Good for ice fishing, XYZ. But November 15th, back in 2000, or maybe 98, somewhere in 99, I caught my first big bass on a crankbait on this rod. It had a different reel on here, but what I have this thing paired up with right now is a Zebco Micro 11, 4-pound test. So I really like to use this one just like that Runco Pocket Fisherman. I use this one more than that one. This is my quick little kayak rod. If I'm bass fishing and I just want to start fishing for brim or something like that, this is the one that I usually fish with. I picked this one up recently. This is just a Lew's telescoping rod. This is a Zebco 20, $10 rod. The Lew's reel that actually paired up to this is over there. That's just a very cheap and expensive thing I got at Walmart for about 15 bucks. I caught fish on there. I usually don't like telescoping rods. This one hasn't broke yet. The telescoping rod that I had that I really liked before I broke it, it was a Quantum telescoping rod. Retails for less than 20 bucks. That thing is pretty solid, people, for a telescoping rod. I can't believe how good it was. So I'm going to be trying to get another one day soon here and pair this reel back up there to it. Okay, people, now we're going to go to a different collection right here. These are my wife's reels right here. She was surprised at what she had. Now, there's a funny story because for a moment she had better equipment than I did. Because I don't like to spend a lot of money, people. You don't get stuff by spending a lot of money. And I like to be as frugal as I can. And so I was really stuck on my Tryon reels. And she started catching me and passed me on the Presidents at one point. So I had to go out and get in line. So let's take a look at what she has over here. Number one, this was the first one that we got for her. Because she was tearing up my green fishing pole, so we got her one of these. It's a Shakespeare Tiger. Basic Walmart, little special, 20 bucks or something like that, but it works. It's still here. We went back to Arkansas one time. Oh, that hurt. It's gonna scratch my car. We went back to Arkansas and I took her fishing, and she's always used to fishing with this big heavy crap like this. And she doesn't know anything about this bluegill game. She loves bluegill and crappie fishing now, but I'm like, no, you need to get something tiny, let's get something small and go catch these fish. And so she ended up getting this $10 combo. It's nothing special, just a little $10 Zebco spinning reel. And she still loves to fish with it to this day. And a lot of times we go out, she's like, I want to take my purple one. I'm like, no, you don't. Don't take this. Don't take this, let's get rid of it or something, but it works. It's not about the equipment, people, it's the fishermen. If you're going to fish with it and go wear them out. You can change fishing line and everything else, Sometimes you got to go slow. You can't horse them in. There's no fun with horsing them in either. One of her favorite fishing poles, this is probably her absolute favorite, which is not mine. It's this ugly stick. It's this Lady Ugly Stick. This is on Ugly Stick GX2. I don't mind the rod. I like the rod. I don't like the reel too much. It's hard buying combos sometimes. But she loves this one. And she loves braid line. She loves braided line. She fishes with braided line a lot. Doesn't have all the memory and everything, so it doesn't tangle up a lot. But she's learning now that the braided line is not always the best when we're fishing for crappie and things like that. We need that line to be super light because we're using light lures and everything. But a lot of times we're just fishing for bass or catfish or what have you. She's happy with this braided line, and I don't mind it at all. She loves this. This is a good setup. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. Um, it's a basic reel that they have paired up a size 30, but whenever she want to get rid of that reel, she got a good rod to use right here. She loves ugly stick rods the most. And I'm telling you all, I went through a phase where she's lost some fishing poles on the kayak. I lost some expensive fishing reel and rods on the kayak and cameras and things like that. So when I was going through a phase of some of my equipment was broken or lost or what have you, that's how I learned about that turning special. My friend Will let me use his reel for a few months because I wasn't in the position to buy some new equipment. So he let me have the reel and made me a believer in that one. We got Jacqueline this reel and set up. This is a Mitchell reel. I've had a few Mitchell reels, and I like those Mitchells. You can get them for about 30 bucks, and I've caught some bass on those things right there. And I mean, just feeling good, feeling good. Here's that Shakespeare excursion. She was the first one. I got one for her. I was in Walmart, and I'm testing, because when I get a rod, people, then one of the first things I do, I'll sit there in the store, and I'm doing this. I'm feeling how it bumps up. I'm feeling how the rod bumps up against my forearm right here, and what type of lures I'm using. I'm thinking like, am I finesse fishing, or am I reeling in? I'm thinking about all this type of stuff. I'm feeling the balance of it. So I'll just do like a couple of fingers. You see that? How much weight does this thing have when I'm going to be casting? You know, how does it feel? And that's what I'll go through in the store. And I was using this thing in that excursion. I'm like, that ain't half bad. Now I already knew the Mitchell. This is a Avocet R. Mine was a little bit, a mile or two below that one at the time, or older. When I run out of equipment, or when some of my stuff isn't set up, I'll grab this thing in a second and run. Don't tell her I got it, because this thing right here is a little killer. Bass fishing, brim fishing, crappie. This one, I'm like, you need to take this one. She want to take other stuff sometimes. I'm like, you need to take this one right here. We ran to Cabela's one time. See, I got more stories with her stuff, I can just tell you all mine. I bought it cheap. But she don't buy cheap. She's, I like it, let's get it. I'm like, no, let's wait for a sale. We went to Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's. I think we were in Cabela's in Reno or something. And I was trying to get her hip because she had already had a try-on. And so this was her first present. She liked the color pink. And I said, well, you can't go wrong. Usually I don't care about that frou-frou stuff. I'll never ever get my kids a Dora the Explorer or a Spider-Man fishing pole. Never in my life. That stuff is garbage. They're gonna start off with something good, period. And I don't mean expensive. I just need something good. The other stuff, that's garbage. I don't buy frou-frou. I buy function. And so she saw pink. I saw a fantastic reel. And I'm like, yes, you can get it. Now, what this thing is paired up with is a Berkeley cherry wood HD rod. These cherry woods they're not made out of graphite or anything. They're made out of wood. And they cost 20 bucks. And so I'm like, trying to keep everything kind of cheap. I got that rod in my hand. I'm like, well, dang. This thing is flexible. It got the flex at the tip, and it's lightweight. I was like, it's a done deal. You got $70 or $80 combo, and I was happy about it. There it is. She got braid on it. She loves this braid stuff. But we were out crappie fishing the other day, and she saw it. She can't do it now. She gotta. Even though this is a lighter braid. Now here's a rod that she has that I have definitely fished with. You all have seen me fish with it in the video, and especially her fish with it. It's probably one of my favorite complete setups that she has. This Fluger Lady Tryon. I tell you, I love the Tryon reel so much. I love the Presidents, but Tryon give the President a run for his money. You just get your Tryon and you'll be okay. It's the seafoam green blue that looks good. White, with that color. I mean, I don't see any gender stuff with this. I see a nice rod. It's a decent rod, IM6. Cannot go wrong. She's caught bass, catfish on this one. Solid setup. Last year, sometime, or year before, because we were still fishing on kayaks and stuff, she started getting tired of some of her equipment, and she wanted to build one specifically for brim. So she picked up this Eagle Claw 5.5-foot rod, light rod, and she put this Akuma reel on here. So she was matching up by color. I'm trying to make sure she's getting a good setup, and I like it. It's solid. Only my issue with it has braid. She likes that braid. But I think this is probably too light for that braid. So probably get her to switch to some 6-pound, 8-pound mono. And I think that she'll start back falling in love with this one, because for me, short size, I would like to kill some brim with this. I'd take them out. So here we are right now. I told you I picked up 2 of these rods. $7. These Wright McGill finesse rods, pink lady rods. I got one for myself, and she has one, but she doesn't have a reel on it. Even though we have a lot more reels inside, I'm not gonna pull all my reels and stuff out, because I got more equipment that's just not set up, people. But try to get everything that was actually attached. We're about to go pick her up a present, another pink president, just like that one on the cherry reel. So $7 with the $50 president reel. It's gonna be a solid setup for her. And she's gonna have some mono on there, and that's gonna be good for some finesse fishing right there. In fact, I'll probably be taking that one with me sometimes. Alright, gang, so thank you all for watching. I know this video is rather long. I have a lot of fishing equipment. And this is just the rods. So if you all have any questions, any comments, you all just leave it down below. You know, I don't really know what to say that you can say bad. I'm sure somebody will find something negative to thumb me down for. But if not, I would appreciate thumbs up, subscription, and if you just have some constructive feedback, I definitely don't mind that. This is my current lineup, people. Maybe in July, I will show you all some of my Arkansas equipment that I have there. But we're going to be sticking to the California stuff now. So stay tuned for our next JaimeAstin's equipment video, where you all will get to see a lot of stuff. And honest truth, people, I don't need everything. So there's some fodder in here for giveaways. Those Abu Garcias, all that stuff you saw with tags on them. You know, maybe if somebody go fishing with me, I might give it to you or something. Who knows, you know. Just say it. I'm going to cut it out anyhow.
I'll go fishing with you.
So, again, thank you all for watching. JaimeAstin out. And I said I got 2 of those pink rods. One was for me, and the other one was for my wife. And I said I was going to pair it up. Well, that's what I did. Went and bought her yet another Fluger President reel. It's a size 35. Not the best deal I've got on the President, because I showed you I have a lot of Presidents, and the most recent ones I paid $10 for. But here's one I just bought on clearance. It was $50. I was really hoping this thing would go down lower, but people start buying them up, and this was the last one. What Fluger has done, these light colored pink reels, they're now darker. They're darker and less pink, but more bold pink in the areas that are pink.